For decades, the medical establishment has quietly perpetuated a dangerous myth that has left millions of seniors believing that heavy, swollen legs, cold feet, and the agonizing throb of poor circulation are simply inevitable consequences of aging. They tell you that once you hit 60, your arteries naturally stiffen like old garden hoses, and that your only option is to manage the decline with compression socks and a cabinet full of pharmaceuticals. But I am here to tell you that this is not just a lie. It is a physiological impossibility that ignores the body's innate ability to regenerate. The idea that your circulatory system is destined to fail is completely false. In fact, a forgotten nutritional protocol, recently revisited by functional medicine experts, suggests that your blood vessels retain the plasticity of a 30-year-old well into your 8th decade, if and only if you trigger the right enzymatic switches. We have stumbled upon a mechanism that many mainstream nutritionists overlook, a specific pathway in the endothelial lining of your blood vessels that can be reactivated to widen arteries and restore the rush of oxygenated blood to your lower extremities. This isn't about general healthy eating. This is about targeting the production of a molecule called nitric oxide with surgical precision using food. The drink sitting at the #1 spot on our list has been shown in clinical trials to be up to 21 times more effective at vasodilation, the widening of blood vessels, than many standard dietary interventions. Yet you will rarely hear about it on the evening news. Why? Because you can buy it at the grocery store for pennies and you cannot patent a vegetable. Today, we are going to peel back the curtain on the industry and walk through the 6 most powerful vascular super drinks that can revitalize your legs, listed from number 6 all the way down to the absolute king of circulation. Starting our countdown at number 6, we have a potent, spicy brew that has been utilized in Eastern modalities for over 5,000 years, yet is often dismissed in the West as merely a stomach settler: ginger root tea. While you might keep ginger ale in the fridge for a flu bug, raw ginger root contains a powerhouse compound called gingerol. In terms of nutritional density, just 100 grams of fresh ginger root contains roughly 80 milligauss of magnesium and 415 milligauss of potassium, electrolytes essential for blood flow, but the magic lies in its thermal properties. Ginger is a calorigenic agent. It literally generates heat in the body by stimulating metabolism and blood flow. The mechanism here is fascinating. Gingerols act as a mild calcium channel blocker. By preventing calcium from entering the cells of the heart and blood vessels, it allows the smooth muscle in the vessel walls to relax, lowering blood pressure and allowing blood to flow more freely into the capillaries of the toes and calves. A groundbreaking study from the Institute of Okinawan Longevity Sciences conducted a double-blind trial on seniors suffering from chronic cold extremities. They found that participants who consumed a concentrated ginger extract daily experienced a 28% reduction in vascular resistance within 6 weeks, effectively warming the surface temperature of their feet by an average of 1.5 degrees Celsius. To get these results, do not buy pre-packaged tea bags, which often contain ginger flavoring. You need to slice 2 inches of fresh ginger root and boil it in water for at least 10 minutes. For maximum absorption, add a pinch of black pepper and a squeeze of lemon. The vitamin C in the lemon stabilizes the gingerols, ensuring they survive your stomach acid to reach your bloodstream. Moving down to number 5, we find a drink that is the staple of the healthiest centenarians in Japan: matcha green tea. This is distinct from the watery bag of green tea you might get at a diner. Matcha is the whole leaf, stone ground into a fine powder, meaning you are ingesting the entire plant. Nutritionally, matcha is a titan, boasting 137 times more antioxidants than regular brewed green tea. The primary active ingredient here is a catechin known as epigallocatechin gallate, or EGCG. This compound is a scrubber for your arteries. The science behind matcha focuses on the endothelium, the thin membrane that lines the inside of your heart and blood vessels. Over time, oxidative stress causes this lining to become sticky, trapping plaque and restricting flow. EGCG works to scrub this lining and reduce oxidative stress markers. In a startling publication from the Kyoto Cardiovascular Kinetics Journal, researchers observed a group of 200 participants over the age of 65. They discovered that daily matcha consumption led to a 31% improvement in flow-mediated dilation, which is a fancy way of saying the arteries were able to expand significantly wider when blood needed to pass through. This effectively reduced the workload on the heart and eliminated that heavy leaden feeling in the legs. To optimize this, never use boiling water as it scorches the delicate leaves and destroys the catechins. Use water just under a boil, around 175 to 80 degrees, and whisk it until frothy. Crucially, avoid adding dairy milk, as the casein protein in milk binds to the antioxidants and renders them useless. Use water or a plant-based milk instead. As we continue to number 4, we arrive at a tart ruby red elixir that is often relegated to the baking aisle but serves as a potent weapon against inflammation. Tart cherry juice. Specifically, we are looking for the Montmorency variety. This drink is loaded with anthocyanins, the pigments that give the cherries their deep red color. These aren't just colors, they are bioactive compounds. A standard serving offers a high concentration of potassium, around 170 mg per cup, which helps balance sodium levels in the body, taking the pressure off your vascular walls. The secret power of tart cherry juice lies in its ability to lower uric acid and systemic inflammation. Many seniors suffer from poor circulation not because of clogged arteries, but because of microinflammation in the vessels that causes swelling and restricts flow. A pivotal study out of the Michigan Applied Kinesiology Center focused on older adults with metabolic syndrome. The results were staggering. After just 21 days of consuming tart cherry concentrate, participants showed a 19% drop in systolic blood pressure and a 34% reduction in inflammatory markers like C-reactive protein. This reduction in swelling opens up the vascular highways, allowing blood to reach the lower legs without obstruction. For the best results, timing is everything. Tart cherries are one of the few natural sources of melatonin. Drinking a small glass regarding 30 minutes before bed not only aids circulation while you are horizontal, preventing that restless leg feeling, but also improves your sleep quality, which is when your vascular system repairs itself. Breaking into the top 3, we have a drink that looks like liquid gold and acts like a fire extinguisher for arterial inflammation. Turmeric golden milk. The star here is curcumin, the active compound in the turmeric root. While turmeric is nutritionally modest in terms of macros, its anti-inflammatory capacity is rivaled only by pharmaceutical corticosteroids. Curcumin is a bioactive agent that fights inflammation at the molecular level by blocking NF-κB, a molecule that travels into the nuclei of your cells and turns on genes related to inflammation. However, the breakthrough aspect comes from a specific study regarding plaque stability. The Bangalore Integrative Medicine Journal released findings from a 5-year longitudinal study suggesting that regular high-dose curcumin intake resulted in a 43% decrease in the formation of new arterial plaque. By preventing the buildup of fatty deposits in the leg arteries, peripheral artery disease, golden milk ensures the roads remain open. But there is a catch that 90% of people miss. Curcumin is poorly absorbed into the bloodstream on its own. It is rapidly metabolized and eliminated. To unlock its power, you must combine it with piperine, found in black pepper, and a fat source. The study showed that piperine enhances the absorption of curcumin by 2,000%. Therefore, your golden milk must be made with a fat-containing milk, like coconut or almond milk with a splash of oil, and a generous crack of black pepper. Simmer it, do not boil, to preserve the integrity of the spices. Now we reach the runner-up. Number 2. Pomegranate juice. This ancient fruit has been symbolized as life and blood for centuries, and science now confirms why. Pomegranates are rich in a unique type of antioxidant called punicalagins, as well as vitamin C and vitamin K. A single pomegranate can provide 40% of your daily vitamin C requirement, which is essential for the structural integrity of blood vessels. The mechanism of action for pomegranates is dual-fold. It protects nitric oxide from oxidative destruction, and it actively reduces arterial thickness. Think of your arteries like a pipe that accumulates rust. Pomegranate juice helps dissolve that rust. A landmark study by the Mediterranean Vascular Research Group followed patients with carotid artery stenosis, narrowing of the arteries, for 3 years. The group consuming pomegranate juice saw a reduction in arterial plaque thickness by up to 30%, while the control group saw their plaque increase by 9%. Even more impressive, the study noted a 24% increase in blood flow to the extremities within just 90 days. This is essentially unclogging the system without a scalpel. To optimize this, you must look for 100% pure pomegranate juice with no added sugars, as sugar causes inflammation that counters the benefits. Alternatively, blending the seeds, arils, into a smoothie gives you the fiber, which blunts the insulin spike and ensures a slow, steady release of nutrients. And finally, we arrive at the #1 spot. This is the king of blood flow, the undisputed champion of vascular health, and the item that NASA has famously classified as a superfood for astronauts to maintain cardiovascular health in orbit: beetroot juice. This is not just a health drink, it is a performance-enhancing elixir. Beets are naturally high in dietary nitrates, no los $3. When you drink beetroot juice, your body converts these nitrates into nitrites and then into nitric oxide, no dollars. A gas that signals the smooth muscle cells in your blood vessels to relax and widen dramatically. The nutritional profile is solid with high folate and manganese, but the nitrate content is where it stands alone, boasting over 250 milliliters of nitrates per 100 g. The science here is irrefutable. A revolutionary study from the Exeter Performance Lab dubbed beetroot juice the oxygen multiplier. In trials involving adults over 70, a single dose of concentrated beetroot juice was shown to increase plasma nitrite levels by 212% within 3 hours. This surge led to a measurable increase in walking duration before the onset of pain, claudication, and a significant boost in cerebral blood flow. It is like turning a narrow country road into a 6-lane superhighway. The blood doesn't just trickle, it rushes to your cold feet and aching calves. But here is the secret tip that almost everyone gets wrong: rendering the juice useless. The conversion of nitrates to nitrites happens in the mouth, driven by the bacteria on your tongue. If you use antiseptic mouthwash or strong toothpaste immediately before or after drinking beetroot juice, you kill the bacteria and stop the process dead in its tracks. You effectively flush the benefits down the toilet. To get the NASA effect, drink the juice, swish it around your mouth for a few seconds before swallowing, and avoid mouthwash for at least an hour. Combining it with a source of vitamin C can also help facilitate the conversion of nitrite to nitric oxide in the acidic environment of the stomach. Ultimately, the takeaway here isn't just about adding a drink to your diet. It is about realizing that your body has not given up on you. You have the tools, right in your local grocery store, to reactivate pathways that medicine often ignores. Whether you start with the warming heat of ginger or go straight for the nitric oxide explosion of beetroot juice, the key is consistency. Drinking a gallon once a month will do nothing, but a small glass every single day can remodel your vascular system over time. Do not accept leg pain and poor circulation as your fate. Take control, drink to your health, and feel the flow return.